A human is not a being, he is a becoming. He is an ongoing process, a possibility. For this possibility to be made use of, there is a whole system of understanding the mechanics of how this life functions and what we can do with it, which we refer to as yoga. It is said by Sadhguru. I hope you all had a soulful and divine session in the morning, which made all our hearts feel very light. So, the mind part is over for now. Now, let's concentrate on our body. So, for our body, food is an important part of being a balanced diet. Today, more than 95% of all chronic disease is caused by food choice, toxic food ingredients, nutritional deficiencies, and lack of physical exercise. The excitement of vitamins, nutrition, and metabolism pre-meter the environment. So, for making the session really even more soulful, for giving a life to the session, we have Dr. Kala Rani Ma'am with us today, who is an expert and who is going to talk more on the food and nutrition and the impact of it. A very good afternoon to everyone present here. Welcome to the session, Ma'am.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you had a nice lunch. Okay.
Yes. Please take the session forward, Ma'am. For now, I'll just leave the session. You can take it forward. Please proceed.
Yeah. Thank you. Actually, I'm here in a pandemic period, so I think everyone will be aware of it. So I thought it would be more appropriate to talk about diet that can improve our immunity. Now I think everybody will be talking about like how to boost immunity, like what we should do to be healthy, and all these things. Okay. But one fact which
I'm
needs to
sorry, sorry to disturb. We have your voice is a little low. Can you please check your voice, ma'am? Can you please check your voice?
yeah. Can you hear now?
Yeah, now it's clear, ma'am. Now it's clear.
Okay. Uh, so I thought like today I will talk about the foods that can improve your immunity. Okay. So the first thing like we should know. I'm very sorry. So I'm very new to this webinar kind of a talk. Like I'm so used to giving a talk, meeting the audience. So I'm not able to meet you all here. So if I go wrong here or there, if you have any doubts, like you can ask at the last in the question and answer session. Okay. So first, before stepping into the food part, let us see how our body functions. Okay. So, say for example, a normal human being, like for them to function normally, you need, as you know, like a proper food. Okay. So the proper food, what you take in, would keep you healthy. Okay. So just in case if you fall sick, then what your body has to do is it has to produce defensive mechanism to fight against that infection or whatever the health disorder is, for which it needs more nutrients and it needs more strength. So in olden days, like if you had seen, like if somebody has fallen sick, the first thing they will buy and go to a hospital is lot of fruits, right? So from that, like you will know like which foods will protect your body. Okay. So that is, so two types are there. One is like when you are healthy what you must eat, and the second is when you are sick what you have to eat. Okay. So first and foremost, like let me just cover the topic like what you should eat to be healthy, because unless and otherwise you are not healthy, then your defensive mechanism will not work. So already, like if your body has to fight something, or if it is not having proper nutrition, and if you're malnourished, then how will it have that extra power to produce or to activate your immune system? So first thing is what you should do to like what you should do to eat properly. Okay. So I think you would have heard about balanced diet, right? So the first thing is balanced diet, and I'm going to tell you what you have to eat or what is a balanced diet. Okay, just give me a second. I'll see if I can bring in the PowerPoint. Okay, have you seen it? Where have you set it? Okay. Let me just, like, it is not downloading, so let me just try to share my screen with display. Okay, one second. Send it to me on WhatsApp. Just give me a second. I'm so sorry about that. That's not a PowerPoint actually. Send the PowerPoint to person. I'm so sorry to have held you. Okay. So, can you see the screen? Can somebody tell me, like, if you can see the screen?
No, ma'am. No.
Can somebody tell me if you can see the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
Yes. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Can you see the screen? I hope you can see the screen. So with that, I go ahead. So for a balanced diet, like, to make it as simple, you just remember your five fingers. Okay. So in that, like, every time when you eat, you see to it that you have foods from all these five food groups. That is the first. Your thumb will be like, we are mainly rice eaters. Okay, rice, or if you are a North Indian, then you'll eat eat. Okay, you'll eat wheat. So this is that finger. Then the next one is your pulses or dal. So always, if you have chapati, it goes with dal. And if you eat rice, of course, you'll have with sambar or dal. So the next one is dal. Then the tallest finger, it is your vegetables. And then the next tallest is your fruit. And the final one is fats and oils. So we definitely need little bit of fats and oils so that our entire system can function smoothly. So these are the five foods which you should have in your daily three meals, so that, like, you can be healthy. Okay, so it is, I just repeat again. So the first one is your whole cereals. Then the second one is your pulses, vegetables, fruits, and then a little bit of oil. Okay, fats and oils. It is a good fat. Okay, so these are the five things you have to eat for being healthy. Okay, so nowadays, like you will also know. One second, have you sent a PowerPoint? Okay, so this is how your meal pattern should be. Like totally, we will eat 5 times a day. Okay, so the three major meals we'll be having, that is your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then you will have two mid mornings, like at around 11 o'clock, and then evening one tiffin. So your three meals should have all these five food groups, and then your two mini meals can have any two or three from the food groups. So these are the five good things which you have to eat. And when you talk about good things to eat, of course there comes another one, which is the bad things to eat. So there are five other things which you should not eat, and those five things are nothing but your the first thing is, I think everyone will tell about this. It is like first finger, I told you, it is a whole cereal. So what you should not eat is the polished cereals. So polished cereal in the sense maida. So the white maida is something which you have to avoid. Then the next one is white sugar. Okay, so white sugar, it is full of chemicals, and it is the purified and polished version. So that you have to avoid. Then the third one is white salt. So see, with as far as salt is concerned, you can have the normal sea salt in normal quantity. So what you should not have is a free flowing salt and the powdered salt, in which they add anti caking agents and free flowers to make it easy for use. Then the fourth one which you should not have is your bakery items, or we call it, why we ask you to avoid bakery items is it has trans fat. So you might question me, like in the earlier good fives, you told you need fat for your body to function. Now in that fourth one, you're saying trans fat you should not eat. So it is just that trans fat is nothing but like while baking, like they don't add your good fat, like for example the butter or ghee. It is very it is used in minimal quantity. So what they use is hydrogenated fat, so that bakery items will come very crispy and like how you expect it to be. So in the process, like when they add a hydrogenated fat, like a common name will be that vanaspati or dalda, that will be used to make your dairy food. So in that case, this fat, when you bake it, it becomes a fat that is very, very, very harmful to your body. So that is the main reason we ask you to avoid all the bakery items. When you buy a bakery item, please read the label and see if they have written like whether trans fat is present or not. Okay. So then the last one is chemicals or the colors which are added to food. So especially for the kids, they will be attracted towards like all these advertisements. If you see, they'll make it as colorful as possible. So all these colors are not natural colors, and they are chemicals. Okay, and they use lot of, all packed foods will have preservatives in it, which are also nothing but chemicals. Okay, so I told you about good five, that is cereals, proteins, you get it from your pulses, and even meat. Okay, so you can have fish, chicken, or the meat, as far as you don't have any cardiac problems. So that will give you the protein. Then you'll have your vegetables, fruits, and then fats and oils. Okay, now the five which you should not have is maida, white sugar, then white salt, then you have your trans fat, and then chemicals. Okay, so if you follow this 10 finger tips, then your diet would be healthy. Okay, so now the next thing is PowerPoint. So just give me a second, I'll just see if my PowerPoint has come in. Just in case. Thank you. Okay, so I think we can. I can share the PowerPoint with you rather than this. Just give me a second. Yeah, yeah. I hope it is clear. I mean, the screen. Can somebody tell me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Hello.
ma'am. The screen is visible, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Just a second. Okay, so I think we have seen this good five, and then we have seen the bad five. Okay, so when it comes to cereals, I told you have to have a whole cereal, but when it comes to your vegetables, most of them will ask me, like, what should I, which vegetable should I eat? I'm sorry, it just keeps going. Hmm, just a second. Just a second, please. Like it just goes on its own. Okay, but it's just moving on without. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So when it comes to your colors, I mean your vegetables, just see to it that you're eating 5 colors a day. So this color is not the color which I told about in the previous session. That is the food colors. This is the natural colors which you see in vegetables. So you will see like here I have mentioned 6 colors. That is white color, so like your onions, radish, then green color, that is your green leafy vegetables, broccolis and all those stuff. Then yellow color, orange color, red color and purple color. So these are the 6 colors which are mentioned here. So in this you can choose any 5 colors, and you can so if you have any 5 colors a day, then each day it keeps rotating, and your diet would become balanced in that way. So, say for example, like morning, if you're making sambar, then you will be adding your onions and tomatoes, and you'll add some fruit, vegetables to it. So, which means you'll have your white color, you'll have your red color, and along with that, whatever vegetable you are adding, say carrot, then you'll have your orange color. So, like that, like in the lunch, like if you're going to have a greens porriel, and if you're going to have one other vegetable, then so like that, like you keep counting, and you see to it that you have minimum 5 colors a day. So that will balance like whatever. See, the vegetables and fruits will give you minerals. Okay, so that minerals will, you will get it by having all these 5 colors. You don't have to say like see, now this slide shows like it is vitamin C rich foods. So you cannot keep remembering all these foods and then pick one from each of these. Okay, this vegetable gives vitamin C, let me choose this, and this vegetables has vitamin A, so let me choose that. So you cannot keep choosing fruits and vegetables like this. So to make it very simple, I'm telling you, like just choose 5 colors and have it in a day, and that will make your food balanced. Okay, so today like we have seen the good fives, the bad fives, and then how you have to have your vegetables. Now the main part, so this, if you have this balanced diet, you are going to be healthy. But now in this pandemic, like say for example, like there are more chances that you will be infected. So in that case, what precautions you have to take, so that like in case if you get your infection, your body should be able to fight it out. So there are four minerals which are the vitamins which play a key role in boosting your immunity. So the first and foremost, it is vitamin C. Okay, so here I have listed some of the fruits like which are very rich in vitamin C, and of all the top, the table will be topped by amla. So amla is nothing but like in Tamil we call it as nellikai. So right from our ancestral age, like say that Aviyar's age. So it is for Adyaman and Aviyar, like the common thing. Whenever you talk about both of them, the first thing which comes in your mind is your nellikai. Okay, so that nellikai, if you see, like just 1/10 of that one gooseberry will meet at least 50 to 100% of your vitamin C need. So not even just one fruit, it is just that 1/10 of the fruit. So it is so much loaded with vitamin C. So it is good like you have amla. Okay, so now I'm not getting amla today, or it is not available. Then what other things can I have? So you can replace it with lime. So the next thing is lime. So half lime can equal the same amount of vitamin C, which 1/10 of that amla gives you. Okay, so the other some of the fruits which are rich in vitamin C I have listed here. It is guava, then cashew fruit, then korukapali. I don't know many of you if you're aware of it if you're in this generation, but still that is very rich. Even 2 rings of it can fulfill your vitamin C need for the whole day. Okay, so the first nutrient which we saw is vitamin C, and the next one is vitamin E. Okay, so vitamin E generally like if you go to beauty parlors, they'll say like it will healthify your skin, the vitamin E. But one thing which also it does is it boosts your immunity because it has antioxidants which can fight with the, or which can tackle the organism which enters your body. So as you all know, like the nuts and oil seeds, they are very rich in vitamin E. So the topping the table is our pista. Even 2 tablespoons of pista can meet up with 50% of your RDA. But not all of us are so rich to buy pista and badam. Okay, so in a country like us, we cannot expect everyone to have pistas and badams every day. So as an alternative, our native groundnuts. So that is so rich in vitamin E. So half a cup of groundnut, like even for 20 rupees if you get, or 10 rupees one packet if you get, that is loaded with vitamin E. Okay. So the next thing is vitamin A. So when I present, like everybody asks this question, vitamin A, we all know it is very good for the eyes. But how do you say like it boosts your immunity? So the vitamin A, which is present in the vegetables in the form of beta carotene, is so good to boost our immunity. So let us see like some of the vegetables and fruits which are rich in vitamin A. Okay, so the beta carotene, and the topping the list is our drumstick leaves, Murungai Kirai. So in ancient days also you would have seen like each house will have at least one drumstick tree in their backyard. Okay, even now if you see, even in this crowded Chennai, if you see like if you walk around like I have seen in all that closely built houses also, on the streets like by the sides you will see one drumstick tree. So the leaves of it so much loaded with vitamin A. So even like half a teaspoon or half a tablespoon, so just one scoop of your murungai keerai can take care of your vitamin A need. Okay, then the next to top is your agati keerai. So then your curry leaves, pudina, the beetle leaves, all these are rich in vitamin A. Okay, so now maybe some of you might not like greens, so what will be the alternate for me? You can have the fruits. So you can have the seasonal fruit, that mango, then muskmelon, papaya, watermelon. So all these things are rich in vitamin A. Okay, so the next vitamin A is vitamin D. So as soon as we say vitamin D, everyone would be aware of it, that we get a lot of vitamin C from sunlight. Okay, Okay, so some of the foods also have vitamin D, but it's only like I cannot just boost up and say like everything will be covered in the diet. Like as I said, like vitamin C, E, and A. D is not like that. Like say molakere, if you're going to have, if you have half a cup, like when I said drumstick leaf for vitamin A, even one spoon of drumstick leaves can meet your RDA need. But when it comes to molakere, you have to eat half a cup of molakere to get your 50% of your vitamin D need. So the easiest way would be a 15 to 20 minutes walk in your terrace, okay, in under the sun would meet up your vitamin D need. Okay, so now like you might ask me again, like in the beginning you told like you don't have to remember all these fruits, so you use 5 colors, and what you have to eat is 5 good things, 5 bad things. So all those things easy to remember. Now you have said like it is vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin D, then vitamin A. So how are we going to match up all these needs? Okay, so the best thing is the very first day, when you get up, you start with an immune booster drink. Okay, so this is not your nowadays, like I see like they tell you to add ginger and lime and have it daily. So a lot of tips. Okay, so you might think like this is also more similar to it, but in a different way, in the sense like, see, even our ancestors, if you see like ginger, they will have weekly once. Then neem leaf extract, they will have weekly once. So they'll rotate it. In rotation they will have like 1 week if they have ginger water, then the next week they'll have the neem water, and then so likewise it keeps going. Okay, so those are concentrated form of the nutrients which are present in it, or the immune boosters, maybe you can say. But they say, for example, ginger, it will cleanse your entire digestive system. Okay, but the ingredients in it or the nutrients in it, it is very strong. So weekly once if you have the ginger water, that should be sufficient. But here what I have listed in this slide, like you can alternate it. Our day to day routine, your curry leaves or coriander leaves or mint leaves. So these 3 things I have already told, like it is very rich in vitamin A. So you can choose any of these 3. And then as I told you, amla, the vitamin C rich. So that one, you can make it into a juice. Like you can, one day if you take curry leaves and amla, the next day you can take coriander leaves and amla, or mint leaves and amla. And if amla is not there, your lime juice is there. So like this, like, so every day you start with some juice like this, just little bit of water you pour, so you'll get a concentrated syrup, like maybe half a cup. So the entire family can have say 2 spoons of this immune booster early in the morning in the empty stomach. So this will take care of your immunity. Apart from this, as our ancestors did, you can follow your weekly ones ginger extract, and then weekly ones your neem extract. That also can be followed, but this can be your day breaker. Then so that will take care of your vitamin A and vitamin C. And then nuts, like we all are used to having ground nuts or something in between, so that you can have. And then your morning or evening walk, whenever you find time, if you go for a walk. So these 3 things if you do, then that is the immune booster which you can get. So even in the present day, like you might think like now we are not supposed to go out, but of course now everybody has started going out. So at least in your terrace you can just go for a walk. Okay, and so this is what I had prepared for today. So maybe we can go in for a question answer session, so that will be more lively. It is like I'm talking to the screen like when I present it like this. uh, so you can just ask questions now so I can answer your queries.
Thank you, mom. Thank you so much for such a lovely session. I think you told each and everything in a very detailed manner is what, which is good fat, which is a bad fat, and what are the things that has to be taken in a routine manner and all that. It was really an interesting session from your side. There are many questions that has been posted in the group. One question that they wanted to know is there is many hair problem. It's too much of hair fall, especially when person gets stress or and if there is a bad condition of water. All this would be one reason for an hair fall. But mainly there is one particular vitamin which is really essential to control the hair fall, right? So they're asking what is that and what are the foods that we need to take as an intake to avoid hair fall.
So this is what I was talking about. Like everybody want a one stop recipe for everything. Okay, which
Yeah,
can cover. So there is nothing like one nutrient which is needed or one thing which is needed. So for a hair, you need proteins for a proper growth of your hair. And as you yourself have stated, like stress. So if you are stressed out, how much ever healthy you have, that stress factor will have an impact on it. Okay, then apart from that, like you need a proper blood flow to your hair or your outer epithelial cell, so that like the hair growth can be boosted. So if you have a balanced diet, then obviously like all these problems would get fixed. And one more thing with this generation they don't do is they don't have apply oil to the hair at all. So if
exactly.
dry skin, then obviously like our weather is not like that. Our climatic condition is it's so hot. So you need a layer of fat so that it can protect your skin, so that your hair follicle would be protected. So you don't do that, and you don't eat healthy food. You skip your breakfast, but you want a one nutrient recipe to fix the problem. Okay, so that
True.
cannot be done. You have to have a balanced diet, rich in protein, and as I told before, like have lot of greens and nuts. So vitamin E and A that will also help you to have a proper hair growth.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. So, like, as you said, from that, I would like to tell one thing. நம்ம வீட்ல இருக்க கருவேப்பிலையா இருக்கட்டும் இல்ல நெல்லிக்காய் இருக்கட்டும் all this are really good for hair. ரொம்ப ஒரு சிம்பிளான விஷயத்த நம்மளோட லைஃப் ஸ்டைல்ல ஃபாலோ பண்ணாவே it is really good is what I
Definitely.
feel.
Yeah. So that immune booster drink which I told you to have in the morning, that will take care of so many things. Like in that booster, I told you about vitamin A and C alone. But what you don't know is like all these things have iron also. So the iron absorption will be increased when it is taken with vitamin C. That is the amla or lime which I told you about. So when the iron absorption is more, your hemoglobin is going to be more, your blood circulation is going to be perfect. So that also, so that one drink would keep you healthy. So whether you drink your milk every day or your coffee or tea or whatever in the morning, just before doing all those things, have this drink. That will fix your problem or your one stop problem which you wanted.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Sindhu, please proceed with the questions.
Yeah, Kirtana, thank you so much. Um, Ma'am, I have one question
Mhm.
regarding this, what you said about juice, ma'am. So, என்னன்னா வந்து இந்த நியூட்ரிஷன் அந்த ஒரு ஜூஸ் போதும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்களா? எல்லா நம்ம உடம்புல இருக்கிற பேசிக்கான ப்ராப்ளம் எல்லாம் அது சால்வ் ஆயிடும்ன்றீங்களா?
Definitely. எல்லா ப்ராப்ளமும் see, I told you, not எல்லா ப்ராப்ளமும் ப்ராப்பர் ஹெல்த்துக்கு. ஸோ மார்னிங் அந்த ட்ரிங்க் குடிச்சிங்கன்னா லைக் யுவர் என்டையர் டைஜஸ்டிவ் சிஸ்டம் வில் பி கிளென்ஸ் அண்ட் யூ வில் ஹேவ் த நியூட்ரியன்ஸ் லைக் ஆஸ் ஐ டோல்ட் யூ. அந்த 1/10 ஆஃப் நெல்லிக்காயிலேயே உங்களோட 50% ஆஃப் யுவர் 50 to 100% கூட சொல்லலாம் ஆஃப் யுவர் வைட்டமின் சி வுட் பி ஃபுல்ஃபில்ட். ஓகே, ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி அது அவ்வளோ எனர்ஜி பூஸ்டட். அலாங் வித் தட், if you're going to have your balanced meal, then that will definitely keep you healthy, like along with your walking. Okay, so that drink, like I feel like everybody should have, like it will increase your hemoglobin, it will take care of your immunity, and it will take care of your digestive system also.
No, okay, ma'am. So the next question is there is any food for stress? Food for stress.
Food for stress. the minute you are stressed, what your brain will do is it will release some chemicals, and that chemicals will force you to eat all sorts of junk food. Like, just if you imagine, like when you are stressed out, the first thing is you'll go, like you will want some deviation, you will go on the TV and you'll start eating something. And some will feel like when they are stressed out, if they sit and eat something, their stress would be relieved. So it is not like that. So like it is what we should say is it's a problem, like which we have to understand. Like whenever we are stressed, we have to be very clear that our brain releases chemicals which will induce you, or which will make you eat lot of calorie rich foods. Okay, so the best thing is, like, there is no food which will stop you from stress, but definitely like yoga and meditation will help you reduce your stress. And I think that will be the way. Like, I don't think any food can fix your stress. So it is something to do with the mind. Of course, a healthy body will lead to a healthy mind. And I will come back to the same routine, have a balanced diet. But then apart from that, a specific thing for stress is not there. But there is a specific thing that if you are stressed out, you will be forced to eat all sorts of junk food. So you keep that in mind, and you just tell to yourself, no, I should not eat, I should not eat. Because the more you have a high carb food or high fat food, then you'll end up in all the other problems. Like already you're stressed, so already all your muscles will be weak. Then the thing is, next thing is, it will lead to diabetes, it will lead to high blood pressure, and all other problems will follow it. So whenever you're stressed, just tell to yourself you're not eating any junk food. So that is the one thing which you have to do.
Okay. The next question is, what are all the daily food routines we can follow so that we can avoid basic illness or hereditary illness?
My entire talk was on that. Maybe like little bit of break here and there in showing the
Question அதான்
PPT.
ma'am கேட்டிருக்கேன்.
So on the PowerPoint
So
அங்கங்க
I
break
guess like we'll share
technical
the
issues.
PPT for you.
Hmm?
மேம் புரியுது மேம். நீங்க உங்களோட பவர் பாயிண்ட் எங்களுக்கு ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. We will definitely share with the participants, ma'am. So I
Yes.
guess they have got the answer for this question.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, okay, one person has asked a question. I guess she has got a kid. Taking too much of sweets, that is like 6 to 7 spoons of jaggery every night, that is good for health, because the child is about 6 or 7 years old, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He or she is studying first standard. So I guess she has the habit of taking 6 to 7 spoons of jaggery
Mm-hmm. So okay.
every night.
So, yeah. So as I told you, like white sugar, you should avoid. So that is there. Now she has asked like jaggery if they can have in lot of a high quantity. Okay. So even jaggery, like everything
Yes.
has a limit. Like too much of anything is good for nothing. So if I don't eat white sugar, then can I have lot of jaggery? That is not the answer. So if white sugar has a glycemic index of say 60 to 65, then jaggery is going to have a glycemic index of 35 to 40. So glycemic index is nothing but the amount of simple sugar which is going to go inside your body. So in your simpler term, like I'm telling you that. Okay. So you can have jaggery. So per day you can have 3 to 4 teaspoons of it. So per day. And everything, if you're going to put it up at night, and night the kid is not going to work out. Like after eating, the kid will go to bed. So when it goes to bed, the digestion will be minimal only. So and all the food which is digested will not be utilized. Okay, so because the kid is not going to do any activity, so all the unused calories would get deposited in the body, and that deposition only is very 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 bad for health. Okay, so even for adults I say, like late night dinner, that is the main cause for the increase in diabetes and increase in blood pressure in our community. So we have broken our the time routine. We are supposed to finish our dinner by 8. Okay, so when we don't do that, then all the other problems come up. So that extra calories will get deposited either in your mostly for men it will be in their lower abdomen, and for women it will be in their arms and hips. That will lead to reduced insulin activity and lead to diabetes. So even if it is a 6 or 7 year old kid,
Okay.
restrict it to 4 teaspoons, and you split it up in the entire day. Like say morning you can have 1 spoon, evening 1 spoon, then dinner time you can have 1 teaspoon.
And one person has asked about like how we have to maintain the BMI rate, that is the height and weight,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
kind of calorie management.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now everyone would be aware of this body mass index. Like the minute your health comes in, the first thing will be your body mass index. So any pretty app, if you give your height and weight, that will tell you your BMI. So and they say like if it is around 25, it is normal, and 25 to 30, it will be high, and above 30 will be obese. So there will be various gradient. Okay. So now first thing, like two things, like the first thing is just don't go by numbers. Okay, so this is one thing which I want to tell, like whoever is in this webinar. I'm not able to see you. Okay, so each individual will differ in their own way. Okay, this BMI is for us to understand, for us in the sense like we dietitians or the doctors, when we see like that, we use it as a marker. So we'll use it as a marker, and based on that individual we monitor that. Okay, so their family history is like this. So from the childhood, how that BMI has come up in that person. Like say for example, your BMI is going to be 28 when you are 5 year old, and then 10 year old, and then 15 year old. And if you are maintaining in that BMI of 28 even at a older age, then that is not going to be an issue. But when you go to an app or a thing and say like your BMI is 28, means they put you, oh, you are obese, then you do all these workouts and you bring it down to 25. So that will be the superficial way of convincing you. So the people also will be happy. Yeah, 28 is very high, I should definitely reduce. So it is not like that. It is just a marker, and you don't decide based on your BMI. Please consult a proper dietitian to proceed further. Like if you have to really reduce your weight, so if you're used to your BMI of 28, then why should you reduce it to 25 unnecessarily? So that will topple your metabolism. So that you should not do. Okay. So the question here is maintaining your BMI. So the first thing is you have to compare your BMI with your standard. Okay, that should be the first thing. Okay, the best way would be to judge would be the mirror. Okay, and if you have a weighing machine, that will be an ideal thing to compare, because when you put on weight, what you fail to notice is you will slowly put on weight. Say for example, you are going to be you are 40 years old. Okay, so then when you are 35 years old, every month you make it a point, you check your weight and note it down somewhere, and you see gradually, like first it will be maybe you'll be in your 50, then the next year or next month it will be 50.2, 50.3, then in a year maybe you'll put on 1 kg or 2 kgs. So that will not like you will not feel like it is not very drastic. Okay, so if you but then over a year, like say when you come to 40 years, you would have seen that you have increased by 5 to 10 kgs. So that is a problem. Okay, so when you check your weight regularly, periodically, at least once in 6 months, and see to it that you are maintaining your weight. So that is the first thing which you have to do. You compare with your own weight. Don't compare with the others, or don't compare with the BMI scale. Okay, and see to it that you're not putting on weight, because it is very easy to put on weight, but it is very, very difficult to bring it down. Okay, but what we usually do is we don't even check our weight. Okay, one fine day, like after many years, like when your dress don't fit you, then you'll think, oh, maybe I have put on a little bit weight, let me check my weight. And when you check your weight, you would have increased by almost 5 to 10 kgs of your weight. And to reduce that 10 kgs, you will need one whole year. Okay, and all what they expect is, see, I am 10 kgs more. Can I reduce this within 1 or 2 months? And what diet can I follow for that? So can I follow a keto diet? Can I follow like all sorts of the shortcuts diet? Or can I eat only fruits and vegetables to reduce it? I want it to be reduced within 2 months. I'm going to visit my old friend. So before that, I want to reduce. Or I'm going to have a function at home before that. So that you should never do it. Okay. So have a proper health card. Check your weight regularly. If you feel you're going up by even 1 kg, please correct your diet and you check like where you're going wrong. So if you, as you age, you should see to it that you're cutting down your food little by little. If you're used to having 4 idlis a day, then maybe when you touch 35, you reduce to 3.5. Then when you touch 40, reduce it to 3. So slowly and gradually you cut down your weight, because as you age, your metabolism will come down. Okay, so that will be the only tip I think I can give. I think
That was a very good session, ma'am. Like, yeah, yeah, ma'am, we can understand. As you said, like calorie management is very, very important because for past, I'll tell you personally, like for past 1 month, I've been into calorie management. I'm taking some supplements and all. So I've got very obsessed with the numbers, as you said. Whatever I eat, I'm seeing the packets. If I'm eating a brown rice, I usually get a brown rice packet. I see what is the calorie value. So if it is for 100 grams, it is like 360 calories. So per day, I'm just calculating I should have only 1000 calories so that I can save 600 calories. So if we burn 8000 calories, we will be losing 1 kg. That is an notional thought which my doctor was telling me. That is true, ma'am.
Yeah, that is true. Like it's not 8,000, it is 7,500 calories will reduce 2 pounds. 2
Mm,
pounds is nothing
mm,
but 1 kg. Okay,
mm.
so that is the figure.
Okay.
So how you can achieve it? 50% of it you can like say whatever exercise you have been doing. And like before going further, like I just want to
Yes.
tell you one thing: don't go for any supplement to reduce your weight. Okay, don't always expect
Mm.
some additional supplement to put down your weight. Okay, so that will have lot of side effects in the future. So always go for a healthy weight reduction.
Okay.
So first thing, if you want to reduce weight, first thing
Mm.
is list down what you are eating in a day. So that is very, very, very important, because you will not know what you are eating. Maybe as you walk around, you might take something from the fridge and you might eat. You might miss that. Like, so list down what you're eating. For at least 3 days, you list down what you're eating. And then you start from the fourth day. You check your weight and you say, like, okay, so this is what I'm eating. You don't have to go by calories. So you just break up. Like, first thing is you can consult a dietitian. In case if you're going to do it on your own, then whatever you eat, you reduce it just throughout. Like say for breakfast, as I told earlier, if you say you're eating 3 idlis, then have 2.5. Then if for lunch, like if you're used to having, measure it. If you're going to have 1.5 cup of rice, then reduce it little bit. Then for dinner, preferably dinner, you go for tiffin items, and that too, as I told, before 8 o'clock. And as I told in the session in my PowerPoint, that 5 means you stick on to it. And timing is very important. The one main reason which this generation puts on weight is improper time of eating. Breakfast they don't eat, or they don't find time to eat. Then obviously what they do is they have their breakfast and lunch together, sort of brunch at around 11 o'clock. Okay, by then your body's need would have increased, and all what you eat is going to be absorbed. And then after eating, you will go and sit in some session or class or your office, so you will not burn that energy. Then obviously that will be deposited as fat in your body. So just breakup of food is very, very, very essential. So as soon as you get up, have a drink. Then breakfast, limit. Then one more notion is, everybody thinks like we have to not eat carbs. So carbs is something which is giving that increase in weight. No, it is not like that. So carbohydrate is very much essential for our body. Our entire body functions on glucose. So when our entire body is functioning on glucose, and if you are going to restrict a nutrient which is going to provide glucose, then how do you think you are going to be energetic? So you should have the correct quantity of carbohydrate. That is more important. Don't avoid carbohydrate completely. Like be it rice or wheat or millets, increase the use of millets. We are supposed to have millets. Our climate is meant for millets. See, when you, like, I don't know, if you are keeping a garden, you just try sowing a rice paddy, and you try sowing a wheat, and you try sowing some ragi or whatever millet. Like you have lots of tinai, gudarabali, lot of things you have, foxtail millets and everything. Just put that. Which tree comes out fast? It will be the millets. Okay, so that is our climatic condition cereal. So increase that. So you can have a little bit of cereal, as I told you, that pulse, vegetables, that combination for breakfast. Then mid morning have a drink. Then lunch you have little bit of rice, lot of vegetables and fruits. Then evening snack, then dinner. So follow this routine and this timing, and finish off your food by 8 o'clock. If you follow this, automatically you start reducing your weight. You don't have to go for any supplement. You don't have to diet in the name of diet. You don't have to starve yourself. Okay, so do it smoothly and nicely, and you can definitely reduce your weight. So have a milestone in 1 month. You are changing your diet. Okay, so follow that changed diet for 1 month, and then check your weight. So see if you have reduced. So if you have reduced, well and good. Then continue that little bit more stricter. So that 3.5, make it as 3 idlis, like that. And if you still haven't reduced, then come back to us. We'll see where you're going wrong. Okay.
Ma'am, and there is one question. See, people say we have to sweat. Sweating
Mhm.
is sometimes good, but over sweating அப்படின்னு ஒரு there are people, no? People do
Mhm.
over sweat. சும்மா கொஞ்ச நேரம் fan இல்லைனாலும் they'll over sweat. கொஞ்ச நேரம் நடந்து வந்தாலும் they'll over sweat. How to differentiate, ma'am? எப்படி we can assume that whether it's a good sweat or whether it's a bad sweat?
Mm.
How
So
to control the
very
over sweat?
simple. Your question itself has an answer. So if they just sit simply, and if they just walk a little around, and if they sweat, that is a bad sweat. So if you really want a good sweat, then you have to work out. See, working out also, like, see, I will categorize as 3 types. Okay, if you just sit simply and if you're going to sweat, I would say like you are more obese and you have a lot of adipose cells, and that is causing you sweat. Okay, then the next one is the normal, like people will do normal workout and they will sweat, and that is good. Okay, then the next thing is they'll be obsessed with sweating. They will do lot of workouts, or they'll want muscles here or muscles here, and they'll go crazy over it, and they'll work out and they will sweat. So these are the 3 things. So by this itself you will know which one is a good sweat. So the normal, your regular 30 minutes of exercise, that would do. And that too also, like, even if not possible for daily, like weekly, 5 days of your workout, and that sweat is really good. Or you can even do it 1 hour, morning half an hour, evening half an hour. And that sweat you can make it useful also. You can play it with your family, your shuttle or something, instead of just walking in the park. So you can play with your family, or even when you're walking, maybe all your friends together can join and go for a walk in the park. So that will reduce your stress. At the same time, like, you'll work out also. Your entire body system will be relaxed and happy. Okay, so that is the.
Another person has asked how to reduce the sweat, ma'am. How to reduce sweating? Is there any
How
way
to
to
reduce?
reduce
Palm sweat. There is a question on palm sweat also.
sweat?
See, even I have
There
that.
is a question
I
on
think,
palm
I
sweat,
think
ma'am.
you can see the sweat. That is that is heredity. Okay, so you cannot stop this, and this is not a disease. This is a natural thing. When I write my exam, I used to put my handkerchief or another question paper on top of it, and I used to write. So you don't have to do something like unnatural to stop something. Okay, so that is quite natural. The only thing is, sometimes some people, like when they are more tensed, So that time, like, they will sweat more. So that is the individual thing. Yeah. Pardon? You asked something? Okay, so
No.
that stress factor, and the sweat followed by the stress factor, that is under your control. That you can control it. So, like as I already told you, like whenever you're scared or whenever you're stressed, that fear factor will induce lot of sweat for few people. So, the best thing, as I always say, is your yoga and meditation will control your stress. And whenever you're going for any such crucial interviews or crucial examinations, relax yourself. Don't do don't keep thinking about that fine moment of attending the interview. Just you can do whatever you like watch some videos which you like. That particular day, have a proper healthy food. Make sure even other days, if you're not having, have a proper healthy food. Don't have too much of simple sugars, and go for that.
Ma'am, what type of oils we can use for cooking, ma'am?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So the thing is, like, a lot of modern day marketing is there. Like, you have to use olive oil. That is very good for health and all those things. So as I keep repeating in all my shows, wherever I go for present, our place wherever we stay, we have to use that oil only. So what oil you get here very easily is sesame oil, நல்லெண்ணெய், தமிழ்ல சொல்ல போனா நல்லெண்ணெய். So your sesame oil and olive oil, both are more or less the same. Okay, so you don't have to go for olive oil. And nowadays, like, they have made olive oil which you can cook with. I don't know how you can go for it, because olive oil has a very less boiling point. Like, the minute you heat it, it will start smoking. You cannot cook with that. You cannot cook
Yes.
with a pure olive oil. Okay, so that means, like, if you can cook in an olive oil, which means they have added mineral oil to that olive oil to increase the smoking point. Okay, so the minute you add mineral oil, it clearly is understandable that it is not good for your health. So our oil, that is the sesame oil, you can use for, like, when you make dosas for pouring on top. Even for that and all, you can use your sesame oil. Then our groundnut oil is very good. Like, people have put in our mind, like, as though groundnut is something which you should not have, and it is so rich in fat. No, it is so rich in vitamin E, it is so rich in antioxidant, and it has so many good benefits. Our groundnut. And same way, groundnut oil also is very good. Okay, so that groundnut oil you can use for seasoning, and your sesame oil you can use for all the add-ons which need little bit of cooking. And along with that, coconut oil also you can use. So all these three oils, if you use in balance, then whatever essential fatty acid you need, you will get it from the oil. As I already told you, you definitely need good oil. Please don't think your oil is bad. See, in spite of walking in the sun, if you take the vitamin, if you check the vitamin D level in our community, it seems to be low. Okay, so everybody says, like, vitamin D is low, vitamin D is low. But we are coming from a community where sunlight is so much. So either two reasons can be for that. One is you are not going out in the sun. In spite of going out in the sun, if vitamin D is not available, you are not taking the needed amount of oil, because oil is much needed for the conversion of vitamin D to be made into the way the body can use it. And if you are not going to have that amount of fat, then your vitamin D will not be available for the body. Obviously, your vitamin D level is going to be low. So have these three oils in balance. That is the sesame oil, then your groundnut oil, and coconut oil in balance. Then don't mix all these three oil and cook. That is not good. So one meal you can use this, for the other meal you can use that. So like that, you split up and use. Along with that, you can have your butter and ghee in small quantity. So just don't tell, this dietitian has told eat lot of oil, so let me take all fried foods. No, I didn't say it that way. The quantity, whatever the necessary quantity, you have it. So these are the three oils which will meet up your essential fatty acid. So when I say essential fatty acid, which cannot, like, there are fats, there are two types. One is the body can make its own fat. The other one is the body cannot make it. You have to give it through your food. So that giving it through the food only, you will get it from these three oil. So with this, whatever is needed, the body will make it. Okay.
Okay. What are the foods we can have to avoid hypothyroid, ma'am?
Okay. So this
Hyperthyroid.
hypothyroidism is my research topic. Yeah, hypo. Generally, you take it as thyroid disorder. Okay, so I actually, this is my topic of interest, I should say. So the first and foremost thing is, like, most of us, as soon as you have a thyroid issue, they will start giving you thyroxine. Okay, and nowadays, if you see, like, the thyroid issues is so much on the rise. And if you see, like, in your family itself, if you turn up and see, at least two, three will have the thyroid problem. Okay, so one major thing, like, what we are thinking now is, like, say for example, like 25 years back, in 1975 or something like that, like, they said, like, this thyroid problem is due to iodine deficiency. So if you have iodine, then this can be fixed. Okay, so if that had been the case, now we are taking iodized salt. So the salt supplies the needed iodine which we need. But now, is the thyroid problem eradicated? No. On the contrary, it is on the rise. So what we think is, the iodine which we take is more than what we needed. Say per day you need 150 micrograms of iodine. And you know the salt, how much iodine it has? Okay, 10 grams of salt will give you 150 microgram. I hear my voice back. So 150 micrograms, you get it from the salt which you taken. So apart from the salt, like, all the other food which you taken also has iodine. So that will supply around 150. So per day, every day, you are taking excess of iodine than what your body needs. So all these excess iodine, what it will cause is, it will cause hyperthyroidism. Then that hyperthyroidism will lead. So once that hyperthyroidism exists, our body will know, oh, no, 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 this body is making a lot of thyroxine, we have to reduce, and it will produce antibodies. So that antibodies will reduce the thyroxine level. Then ultimately we end up in hypothyroidism. So this is a rough thing, like, which we are thinking. So go for iodized salt only when you are hypothyroid, or when you feel like your iodine intake is not sufficient. But we in coastal areas take iodine in a sufficient way, even through our diet itself. So it is better not to go for this free flowing iodized salt. You can go for sea salt. From the childhood, you can practice your kids to have sea salt itself, so that, like, it will not have that excess iodine, and maybe in the future the number of thyroid cases can come down. And one, if you are already, like, thyroid, then the nutrient selenium is working out really good, like, in order to handle that iodine issue or the thyroid issue. So selenium rich food, if you ask me, like, our sesame ell, that is very rich in selenium. So every day you can have one ellurundai, or make your dosa podi with ell. So in some form, have your ell, so that will meet up your selenium level. Your our banana, our natural, our native banana, that also is rich in selenium. So those who have thyroid issues, please go in for this ellurundai and banana. That will definitely help you. So it may not relieve you from taking thyroxine fully, because already, like, your antibody level, that anti-thyroxine antibody level will be more. So you cannot, just by having this thing, you cannot entirely revert. But still, you can definitely gradually reduce your drug intake in the due course. Like once you check your after 6 months after having this, then your thyroxine level would be less. Your doctor might suggest you to reduce your thyroxine. But for your kids, please go in for sea salt rather than going for iodine salt.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope
So we'll wrap over the session, Kiti.
yes, yes, ma'am. I think ma'am has answered
Yeah,
all.
most of the questions have been answered.
She's answered, and many people are still keep on repeating the same question. But I hope everyone have got the answer
Yes.
from you, ma'am. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks a lot for even answering each and everything. ரொம்ப லெஷரா, ரொம்ப காமா, ரொம்ப டீடைலா எங்களுக்கு வந்து எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணதுக்கு very big thank you from our team, from our on behalf of Dr. M.G.R Education and Research Institute, Department of Computer Application. We wholeheartedly thank you for the session. I hope we will see you in further session the same way. As நம்ம நேத்து பேசின மாதிரி I think நம்ம இந்த nutrition food இதெல்லாம் பத்தி பேசுறதுக்கு I think 1 hour is not really enough. We keep on talking. நமக்கு எவ்வளவு டைம் இருந்தாலும் people keep on asking questions and we ourselves have so much of doubt to answer you. So I think we'll better have a future detailed session later. For now, thank you.
And thanks for the opportunity, and sorry for the technical issues
Thank you so much, ma'am.
with PowerPoint not opening and downloading. But still, thanks for the opportunity. And this is my first video talk. So though I'm not like, at least now I see faces in the screen, so I can think like I'm talking to somebody. Otherwise, it is like I'm talking to the computer. So which I'm not.
Almost 100 plus people were watching you.
Yeah, I understand, but still, like for me
Watching
and
you, ma'am. Yeah.
my perspective, like it is like I'm talking to a computer. Maybe I should get used to it in the next sessions.
Exactly. பரவாயில்ல மேம் நம்ம நிறைய செஷன் பண்ணிடலாம். Don't worry, you'll get used to.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I think we
So
are going
how about we wrap up the session?
wrapping down, but I think we are really
Yeah.
going interesting. One thing or the other is keep on motivating me to hear so much from our speakers. They're all excellently doing a great job.
Obviously. And we can see so much of comments also, and people are so addicted to our program also. I'm also very happy about it.
I think we require red carpet too badly.
Yeah, season 2 will be coming soon, maybe. Okay, so we'll just wrap over with the. Yeah, we'll just wrap over with the official note that we would like to thank on behalf of Dr. M.G.R Education and Research Institute as well as Department of Computer Applications. So thank you all the participants, and tomorrow we'll see in the exciting session. And tomorrow's session is very, very new to us. That is emotional intelligence. So I guess we'll be having an interesting session as well. Yes, Kirti?
Yes, exactly. I think emotional.
So Saturday morning. ஸோ வீக்கெண்ட் ஆரம்பிக்க போகுது நாளைக்கு, அண்ட் நாளைக்கு சாட்டர்டே மார்னிங்கே வந்து நம்ம வந்து ஒரு நல்ல டாபிக் வந்து பார்க்க போறோம். வில் சி. ஸோ we are just signing off. This is Sindhuja and that is Kirtana. We are signing off. Thank you so much.
So far we have seen in each and every criteria. Your line is little lagging. Your line. So far we have seen little different criteria. Food பத்தி பார்த்தோம், நியூட்ரிஷன் அண்ட் டயட்டிக்ஸ் பத்தி பார்த்தோம், ஒரு விமன் சேஃப்டி அண்ட் செக்யூரிட்டி எப்படி தேவைன்றத பத்தி பார்த்தோம். We have seen some motivational talk by our Radhika, who is a vibrant bike rider, and அது மட்டும் இல்லாம we have seen womenக்கு தேவையான breast cancer awareness பத்தி நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டோம். இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாத்தையுமே ஒரு செக்டார்ல இருந்து நம்ம பார்த்திருக்கோம். அண்ட் நாளைக்கு நீ சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கான டிஃப்ரெண்டான ஒரு செக்டார், that is emotional intelligence, which is really much required for each and every soul in this pandemic situation. So adha patti morning paaka porom, and at the same time appo contrast afternoon நம்ம டாக்டர் சசிகுமார் நம்மளோட வந்து பேச போறாங்க. It's all about confidence over beauty. எந்த அளவுக்கு அழகு முக்கியம், அந்த அழகுல வந்து எந்த அளவுக்கு நம்ம கான்ஃபிடென்ட்டா இருக்கணும்ன்றத பத்தி நிறைய விஷயங்கள் சொல்ல போறாங்க. Who is a plastic surgeon, and he is also a plastic surgeon. He's also a general surgery, MS general surgery person. So the session is going to be completely contrast, Sindhu.
Yes. சோ நிறைய கொஸ்டின்ஸோட ரெடியா இருங்க எல்லாரும். ஐ கெஸ் ஆஃப்டர்நூன் செஷனுக்கு நிறைய கொஸ்டின்ஸ் வரும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். சோ எல்லாரும் ரெடியா இருக்கும் நிறைய கொஸ்டின்ஸோட. வில் பி சீயிங் யூ டுமாரோ. தேங்க் யூ.
See you all. Take care.
Take care.